Yo, what's going on, guys? So today we're hopefully gonna be getting the bee started, or at least in this video. I got the motor in, as you can tell from last video, and I also got a lot of stuff put back together. So here we are, the motor in. I put all this stuff back in just so I can figure out the coolant hoses and stuff, and I started running some wires. But first things first. These are gonna have to get cut down. I mean, I already took off some of the extended stuff. There's like little 90s and even more stuff, but this is gonna have to get cut down to go into the two things right there, and then that should be all good. I'm gonna have to go to AutoZone and look at their hoses and see what kind of hoses I can make, or if they have someone already made that'll possibly fit this. Another thing is the power steering line, this one right here. I'm going to have to bend this so it'll fit better, and that should be good. I still need to order the little 90 thing that goes here. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to have to go to AutoZone, see if they can look it up for me. I'm trying to look it up, I just can't find nothing, but I didn't really try that hard. And then another thing is the alternator. My wire is right here. The wire doesn't quite reach too well, and if it can reach, it's gonna be in the way of everything. So I got some more wire that I have over there that I'm just gonna basically like bolt to this, like get another basically get another one of these and bolt it together, and then run a longer line, and then I'll probably like put it down here somewhere nicely, and then run it on over, and then that should be all good. I'm not going to be putting the AC back together yet, just because I'm going to have to get new AC lines, and I just want to drive it before the end of summer, so I don't really care about AC right now. But other than that, I did get the wiring harness back. I'll show you guys right now. So here's the wiring harness for the injectors and coil packs. These right here, as you can see, are the new plugs, and this one right here is the old plugs. So I mean, we kept the old plugs just so in the future, or if this didn't end up working, I can still use the old wiring harness, and I don't have to buy a new one or make new plugs. It's just all right there. But if it doesn't end up working, I'll probably take it off. I'll probably cut the old ones off, just because it's probably going to look ugly with all these plugs just hanging there. But for now, I just want to get it running. I want to see if it'll run, so we left those on just in case. I also got TTI headers. I put those in already. It was pretty tight squeeze. Definitely for a full drive truck with all the components up in there. The driver's side went in pretty decently. I had to twist it and shove it on in. That one's in pretty good. The passenger side I cannot get in. So what I did was I took out the torsion bar, and that gave me just enough room to squeeze it on in there. But as you can see, it's still a pretty tight squeeze. I got it all in pretty good. I did have to cut this off right here. It used to have like a long piece of metal, as you can see on this right here. It used to be long like that. I had to cut it off because it was hitting the header, and I was unfortunately not be able to get it in. But as you can see, it's all in pretty nicely. It looked pretty nice. I scratched up all the paint trying to get them in, but it's whatever. But this one's in. I'll show you guys the other side. Here's this side. Sorry for all the wiring mess. I didn't really mess with the wiring yet, but I got this side in, looking real nice, all bolted up, tightened. But other than that, I got the AC in, so that's all in there, working pretty dang good. So when we put the motor in, I started plugging some stuff together, and the sensors on the block, I'll show you on the 5.7. This sensor right here, if it'll focus. This sensor right here, I just swapped this one from the 5.7 to 6.1 because the plugs didn't line up, so I just swapped that also. I don't know if I said it or not, but the sensor up here, right here, I swapped that one also. Because that one won't, that's not the same plug. So all I really need to do is hook up the alternator, put the intake on. I got intake gaskets to put on, which are in all wrapped up. So I need to put that on, get tubes, the alternator, I think I said that already. And it should be pretty decently good. The fan's still on freaking back order because all this COVID stuff that's going on, and Jegs has been like dicking me around with getting this fan, and so I went through Summit and they're on back order too, so hopefully I can get through Summit quicker than Jegs, because supposedly on Jegs I'm like really far behind with people wise, but hopefully I can get it. But if not, I'm just going to try putting it all together and then go get exhaust done, and then all I have to really do is wait for the fan, and then I can go get it tuned. But other than that, I guess we'll get started and start putting the motor back together. Alright, so I went to Carlisle and I picked something up for the B, which I'm pretty dang stoked about. I think it's gonna look really sick in the truck. I'll just give you a little quick like view of it. I'm not gonna show it too much in the detail because I want to do another video of putting this in. But here you are. Oh, okay. So that'll be good for now. I mean, if you know what it is, you know what it is. But I'm pretty stoked on that. But other than that, we'll start putting the motor back together, and I'll pick up here and there and show you guys what I did, what I had to modify, and yeah. Alright, so it's been a while since I picked up the camera. I got ahead of myself a little bit. Some stuff didn't work. I got frustrated. I started working on other stuff. But we pretty much got the whole motor basically back together. The wiring harness, unfortunately, it did not end up working because we never really thought of this. The 6.1 intake and everything is all in the back of the motor. So all the plugs and stuff are on the back of the motor. And since the 6.1 intake manifold, like, the plugs are everywhere. So when we tried hooking everything up, nothing ended up lining up or not reaching. So what we ended up doing was we went to the junkyard and we found an 04 Ram with the Hemi in it, took the wiring harness off of that, and we are taking the back plugs off of that wiring harness and we're putting onto a 6.1 wiring harness. So we're getting that custom made right now, so cross our fingers, hopefully that works. I don't know if it will, but I guess we'll find out. I really hopefully it works because I just want this thing running. I just want to drive it. But we got a lot done compared to what we did last time. I'll show you guys real quick. So right here we got the intake on. We got the gaskets. I put new gaskets on it. Intake's mounted. I got the hoses back there. Those two put back into the motor. We got the alternator in. Oh, and the AGR valve or EGR valve. I just have it hanging here right now. I'm gonna see if they can delete it, but for just to run it, I just have it hooked up and just laying there. I got hoses finally. We went to AutoZone, found some hoses. So this is actually the original 5.7 hose. We got it to be able to work, but we needed a little extension because it wasn't quite long enough, so we extended it and we had to do an adapter to make it smaller to go into this, because this was different, because this up here is really small compared to the 5.7. So I'm hoping that I can just put a clamp on it and like really crank down on it and make it tight, or hopefully. And then the one up here goes over here. Okay, so show you guys that. This is the one we got for it. I didn't hook it up quite yet because I want to put the belt on. This is how the belt goes. I didn't put it on yet. I just kind of lined it up to see if it would touch that hose or not. But anyways, this will go something like this. I mean, we're gonna cut it down, make it look a lot better than what it is. But for now, this is just what we found and what we're gonna do. And it should give us plenty of clearance right in the front for our fan. When we were at the junkyard getting the wiring harness, there was a 5.7 300 there, and it had the same power steering pump, so I took that off. I took it off of that, so here it is. I painted it because it looked all crusty. And then the, if I can find it, here's the little bottle and hoses that go to it, so I have to make like a little bracket or something to bolt this on. Alright, so I finally got the harness made. I got it made by EFI Sources. Big thanks to them. This whole project could never happen if it was for them. So if you need anything for cars, like wiring or anything, go check out their website. They got a lot of cool stuff, and they do some really good work, so make sure you go do that. Yeah, if it wasn't for them, wouldn't happen. I got a one-of-a-kind wiring harness, so it's a freaking big old snake looking thing. I'll lay it down real quick. So what they did was we went to the junkyard, got plugs that goes to the back into the firewall. We got those and we basically put it, it's kind of like a 6-1 like wiring harness, but they modified a little bit, made stuff like a little bit longer. Like they made like all from like this all the way back longer because they didn't know how far I needed. And they made some stuff separate. Like this goes to the throttle body. They made it separate and made it really long. If I need to, I can just curl it up or whatever. But yeah, pretty much here she is. Hopefully it all works. And yeah. All right, so we got the wiring harness in. We got it.
Hell yeah, brother!
Alright. We got the wiring harness in. We got the oil and coolant in. So pretty much it's ready to start. Here's how the wiring harness went. This is for the intake sensor. I don't have the intake on. I'm just gonna let that sit right here for now. Hopefully that doesn't bother nothing. There's still like few stuff like this. This could be shortened down some like a lot, but I just want to see if it can get running. So there's just a lot of stuff just laying around in here. I just want to see if it'll run. This is for all the AC stuff. Hopefully, cross our fingers, this works. Yeah, let's give it a quick start.
Ready?
Yep.
I bet that's that plug right there. That plug, that little port right there
A little port.
on the intake where you have to put a plug.
Yeah.
Put your finger there, probably idle. Hold on.
That's the real Hemi.
Yeah, I think. Yep. Let's go! Finally.
Okay, Hemi.
She's a little hot.
Oh my god, you hear that?
Yeah,
Alrighty, so we got the truck up and running, as you can see. Sounds pretty dang good. So now I put the wheels on and we put it on the floor. We're gonna see if it moves back and forward, and if so, then we're looking pretty dang good. So we'll test her on out. Alright, so it runs, it dries back and forth. That's all good. The only thing is there's a Christmas tree on my dash. So I'm trying to go on my Diablo tuner and see what kind of codes there are. So I don't know, there's a lot of things it could be because I don't have the AC plugged in. The O2 sensors I don't have plugged in because I don't have any exhaust, it's just straight headers. There's a bunch of little stuff that might need to change, but I was just curious, so I'm just gonna look on the Diablo tuner, see what all pulls up. The intake sensor for my cold air intake, I don't have a sensor for that, so I'm gonna have to get one. So the plug's not there, so it's probably also reading that, so it's probably gonna give me a bunch of codes. But yeah, we'll just go and quick peep and see what it does on the rig. Yeah, I got the check engine light on and a little lightning bolt like light on, so I don't know what that all means, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so if you can see there, it'll focus. We've got 102 active codes. 102 active codes. Who knows what the heck all these are, but Jesus cripes, that's no bueno. But I've been trying to scroll down, see if it'll change. It's not changing, so oh, here we go. O2 sensor heater, intake air temperature, no DTC description, barometer pressure too low. I don't know how you say that, but something like that. O2 sensor heater count, what does it say? Heater control circuit high. And then there's a whole bunch of PCM, P0000, ISO/SAE reserved. There's a ton of those. Also for the power steering has like two different sizes compared to like factory, like what the truck had compared to what the 6.1s have. I'll show you that real quick. So as you can see here, the 6.1 has a really small one and the 5.7 had a really big one. So we just did like a little adapter rig, just rigged that up real quick. So, and then we zip tied it up here just for now, just because we wanted to see it start. So that's why it's all like that. But everything works. So, you. Thanks to my boy Connor for helping out.
Does anybody want to buy a Chevy truck?
Yeah, does anyone want to buy this Chevy truck? Let me know. Runs and drives perfectly fine. So if anyone wants this, comment down below if you want it. Alright, so we brought the truck out, got it all washed, moves under its own power. It's looking really good again. It's not no dusty anymore or crud or anything on it. It looks real good, all shined up. So I'm probably gonna put an intake on it. I'm gonna call it tomorrow. I'm gonna call around asking where I can get it tuned, who will tune it, and I'm also gonna set up an appointment for exhaust because it needs all new exhaust because I still don't have the O2 sensors and exhaust. Yeah, they're still right there laying on the floor right there. So I need to get exhaust done, the intake, and then I'm still waiting on my fan. I'm going to call Summit tomorrow and ask about when my fan's going to come in. If it's not coming in anytime soon, I'm just going to order one off of something that I know it's going to be here like that week or whatever. So, because I just want to drive it because it's sick. But, yeah. So I guess that's the end of the video. Huge shout out to EFI Sources Chief. If it wasn't for him, this build would never have happened because I don't know what I'm doing. He knows his stuff. If you need anything for your car, go to EFI Sources website and see what they got. They got a lot of cool stuff, so go check them out. Cause yeah, if it wasn't for them, this would have never happened. But if you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment down below and put that bell's notification to see the rest of this. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I don't know if I said that or not. Consider subscribing. So, yeah. I'm stoked. It's up and running. So, yeah. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.